Hey guys, Miss Mac here. So, um, I hope that you guys learned something from this grief PowerPoint. The reason I did this was because a few weeks ago we took an assessment online and I asked you questions about do you need support with losing someone? Do you need support because of like divorce, things like that? And a ton of kids in this school answered that they needed support with a family member who is sick or dying or who has passed away. I also had so many kids answer that they needed support because parents were going through a divorce. So I wanted to put together some information on grief because that's what that is when you go through a loss. You're grieving. So I hope by understanding the stages of grief, it will give you a little bit of comfort. That was my point. Because if you're in a stage that is uncomfortable right now, so for example, like stage 4 is depression, sadness, if you're in a stage that's uncomfortable, I want you to know there's a stage after that that you will get to, acceptance, where those negative feelings start to go away, you start to look forward to things. So I was hoping that if you learned more about the stages that you go through when you lose someone or are suffering from a loss, I was hoping it would make you feel better to know that there is a rainbow at the end or a light at the end of the tunnel. So, what I want you guys to do now is I want you to take a minute and think about the last time you were grieving. Now, this could be a death, or it could be divorce, like when parents divorce. Um, you might grieve. I know when my parents actually just divorced 2 years ago, and I suffered a lot. I feel like I went through all these stages. Maybe you have a parent who had to move to a different state or country. Maybe you had a parent who had to go to jail. These are all things that make us grieve. Maybe you lost a pet, not a family member. Maybe it's something to do with your health or a family member's health. For example, my dad, 8 years ago, he had a stroke and it made him just not the same. And so I grieved a little bit, and he's still grieving because he can't drive anymore. He can't think as well as he used to. He can't do the things he used to be able to do. So maybe it's something to do with your health or a family member's health. Um, but we've all experienced grief in some way. It might even be a move. Maybe you moved and had to leave your school or a friend behind. Maybe it had to do with a friendship, like you guys just stopped being friends, and so you grieved a little bit because you didn't have your friend anymore. People change, and that's completely normal. Relationships change. So take a minute and think about the last time you were grieving. And I want you to be able to identify what stage right now you are in with your grief. So, for example, if it's something that just happened, like you just lost someone, you might still be in stage 1, which is shock. Like it's coming out of nowhere. You can't even believe this is happening. But if something that happened like 10 years ago, you might be at stage 5 acceptance. Maybe some days you go back and forth, like with my dad's health. For the most part, I'm in the clear. I'm stage 5 acceptance. But like now that I have a baby coming and I know he's not going to be able to visit me because of his health, sometimes I do go back and forth to depression, sometimes anger, depending on the day. So think about the last time you were grieving or just a time that you can remember well, and think about what stage you are in, because I think it's just helpful to know. We talk about what zone we're in and why. It's important to know what stage we're in grief, why, and then we have something to look forward to, which is stage 5 acceptance. So if you feel like sharing, feel free. If not, this could just be a private moment where you're just thinking to yourself. You can journal, whatever's comfortable and whatever fits with your classroom and your relationship, you guys. So, well, I hope this was helpful for you. If you need to talk to me more about it, just tell your teacher and they will let me know and I can pull you. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day.